Gotta rank 'em all, Pokemon!
Welcome to Gotta Rank 'em All, the Pokemon ranking show, where Chris...
That is me.
And myself, every other week, get a guest and a random list of 10 Pokemon, and put them in the most officially arbitrary list of all time. Lovely first-time guest this week, host of so many things across the internet. Cutscenes Pod, Video Game Trivia Podcast, the Left Behind Game Club Podcast. We've got Jacob McCourt.
Hello, thank you for having me. I do too many things. I should cut one. Which one should I cut? Let's rank the ones I should cut.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, that's a different episode.
Yeah. That's a very good dodge. Good dodge. Well done. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're very happy to have you, Jacob. It's now you told me beforehand you haven't played Gen 9 yet, so I always love when guests come in and haven't seen the Pokemon we're going to be ranking. It's always fun to get that first blush. But what is your history with Pokemon, so the viewers can kind of understand your opinions and why you're going to be wrong tonight, why so many people are going to be tweeting at you.
Well, like I'm an OG Pokemon fan. Like I grew up, I had a Game Boy. I played Pokemon Blue till my fingers bled. All of my favorites are usually Gen 1 Pokemon. And I've played most of the Pokemon games, but I think as I've aged, I've kind of, it has a special place in my heart. But, I kind of just move past the games as we go. I was saying before we started, I think I've played every game except Black and White 2. And then obviously the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. My mother-in-law got me a copy for Christmas. I just haven't busted that bad boy open yet. It'll be soon. But that's kind of my history. So I'd say like big Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 fan. And then like as we go, if you ask me to name a Gen 7 Pokemon, I'd be like, is that the ones where they had two names? Where they came from the past? The Galaxy Beast? The Iron Beasts? Something like that? I don't know. It's going to be great. We're going to have fun.
It'll be great. There's some good designs here. We've got a wide spectrum of Gen 9 Pokemon tonight. I'm glad you have at least some experience with older Pokemon, because as we talk about stuff that's already on the list, it's going to be at least a little bit familiar. You do have the list up, right?
I do.
Following along? All right.
I do.
So let's get a quick refresher in. Let's get a little bit of the top and the bottom. Way up at the top, 1, 2, and 3, Greninja, Lugia, and Shuckle. Which, Jacob, I know you're hearing that top 3 for the first time.
Those are the obvious choices.
I mean, Greninja's cool. Lugia's cool. Shuckle number 3? I won't go into it. Okay.
I'll have you know, Jacob, and we won't go too deep into it, but Shuckle was number 3 and then deranked from number 3 and then came back to number 3.
Someone stand it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Same person.
Repeat guess brought him back. I get it.
Yeah. Way down at the bottom, 1103 Jinx, 1102 Crabominable, 1101 Gumshoes, which puts the halfway mark about 551 and a half. 551 Guzzlord, which not the grossest name Pokemon. 552 Yamask. Yeah, very close though. And 553 Quilladin, just below that perfect. We've assessed that Quilladin is the most average Pokemon in existence.
So he belongs in the middle by the end. We're working on it.
And the number 100 bouncer, keeping the top 100 safe, is still Cubone, which is still a sad bouncer.
Why is it sad? Is it because of like Cubone's tragic backstory? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that Cubone themselves is sad. Not Cubone's a great bouncer, but that's the bounce. Like you get up to the club and they're like, "It's been a hard life, man." It's like, oh, you're waiting to get inside and he just won't shut up about it. He lost his mom, but like, why are you wearing her skull? It's not making you look like a tough guy here at the club.
Honestly, the Cubone rule is a good rule. Is it better than Cubone? No? Get out of the top 100.
It's been a solid. I think we've had that bouncer now for like 3 episodes.
Probably.
It's been bouncer for a little while. Well, let's see if anything gets in the top 100 tonight. Our first contestant, Tinkatink. Just ready to get going. I see you absorbing, Jacob.
This is like a second-rate Chow from the Sonic series.
Oh my god, it is.
Holy shit, you're right. Yeah.
I don't like it. I want to talk about the club also. The club looks like, what if we fossilized a wine glass that was oversized, like those wine moms who have like, I love wine, and it's like fossilized. That's what they're holding. I hate everything about this. Only because it's like it's a parody of a Chow from Sonic. I love Chows, but this is like a knockoff. So knockoff Chow with wine mom glass that's fossilized, bad.
And it looks like it's crying, right? So like it's drunk.
Yeah.
It's a mean drunk.
Yeah. And then what's that thing around like on chest or in like around its neck? Does it have bling? I don't know.
So, all right. So now that your first impressions.
Wow. Okay, I got heated about that. Sorry. That was my heated gamer moment.
Love it. So Tinkatink gathers iron scraps to make their hammer. That little diamond is also some iron plate for defense. As this is the first form of this Pokemon. As it evolves, eventually it starts hunting Corviknights for sport and using their metal plating for new weapons and armor.
So Tinkatink is a Karen.
We'll definitely ask to see your manager. I mean, I think the moral of the story.
Yeah. What do y'all think?
The first form's
Yeah, it's
by the time it gets to Tinkaton, cool. But
should I look at Tinkaton? Has it been ranked yet?
Yeah, we have ranked Tinkaton.
Okay.
90.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
94?
It sounds
Yeah, final form's cool.
Kills Corviknights for sport.
Oh, actually, it does look kind of cool.
Yeah, final form's pretty cool. Its middle form is 547. So maybe we go like another 450 down.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Tinkatuff is cooler. Tinkatuff's hammer is cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool hammer. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, this has to be lower than Tinkatuff.
Absolutely.
Looking around 1,000 left key.
I mean, Spinarak's pretty cool. I don't know why it's at like 1,000.
Spider. We don't like spiders here. Except for Galvantula, apparently.
Galvantula is the best spider in Pokemon. Fight me.
Man, Nidorina and Nidorino are at 1048 and 1049. And I think Tinkatink is less cool than that.
I think that's fair. This first form is not good.
Could I make a suggestion? What if it's just above Zubat? Because Zubat's pretty annoying. Karens are annoying too. Tinkatink's a Karen. Either right above or right below Zubat.
This is true. I stan Zubat a little bit, so I'd even go right below Zubat.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
All right. 1053 Tinkatink. God, you have a real glow up in your later stages, Tinkatink, but all right. Any guesses? Wrong answers only. Where do we get Tinkatink from as in name origin, the etymology?
The sound iron makes when you clink it.
Right.
Except it's tink it.
Tink, tink.
Yep.
Tinkatink. Perfect.
Yeah, that's what they're going for. It's maybe a combination of tinker and pink or tink. I mean, I get where they pull the pink from, but I don't see where it is in the name origin. But that's just me.
If I were designing this, I'd almost want like the male Tinkatink to be blue, because this pink is like baby blanket pink. So like, why don't we get two colors of Tinkatink? If there was two colors, they might be up in the 500s.
Well, just to satiate you, Game Freak thought about that, Jacob. This is a 100% female Pokemon.
Oh, it is a Karen. It's 100% Karens. Wow. Okay.
We called it. Yeah, we knew.
Wow. Damn.
All right. All right, Tinkatink. That's enough time for you this evening. Next up, we've got Toad School.
Hey, recognize this one.
Oh, hey. Wow, it's walking. It's like a Tentacool on the ground, and it's This is cool. I mean, it has cool in the name. So I guess I just need to ask, like, where is Tentacool on the list? Because this should be at the exact same. I mean, this is a little bit cooler than Tentacool.
I agree.
I think so. Now, I do think this has a problem of, as much as I'm sure, Jacob, your first thought is, oh, regional variant.
Yeah.
This is not classified as a regional variant. This is its own Pokemon.
Really?
Yes.
Are they just running out of ideas?
Yes.
This is a lowland Tentacool. or the regional variant, whatever we're at for for Gen 9.
Nope, this is just
Paldean. Yeah. I don't know.
Is this grass poison? Poison ground?
Ground grass.
Ground grass. Okay, that would have been my third guess. I would have got there. Tentacool is 556. And
wait, hang on.
This is cooler.
I'm reading about this biology, and I got to go with this bit here. So the flaps that are on its body at the edges sometimes fall from its body. They have a chewy and delicious taste and are frequently used in recipes to replace pickles.
No.
Oh. So he's. I mean, I guess I already knew he was like a mushroom Pokemon, but like he tastes like mushroom. Like a delicious mushroom.
And he drops pickles.
That's crazy. I don't even like pickles, but that's amazing.
Also,
they're like
can
fugu,
run...
but it falls off their bodies.
And it'll deliver it to you fast food like, because they run at 30 miles an hour or 50 kilometers per hour.
Damn.
Which is some speed.
Crazy.
Man. Where should this go on the list? Needs to go above Tentacool.
I would agree. Yeah.
Go quite a bit above 10.
Does this go above Gloom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's 506.
Edible pickles. Come on.
It bleeds pickles, Ryan. Come on.
Bulbasaur.
So I'm a big Growlithe fan. So I was like, I kind of want this like right below Growlithe. Maybe right below Bulbasaur even.
I like above Bulbasaur.
You like above Bulbasaur.
Yeah, Chris is a real Bulbasaur hater. It almost ruined this podcast at one point.
How many times have you derailed this podcast with Bulbasaur?
You know what? It's been a few episodes, but there was definitely a time early on. There was some Bulbasaur derailments.
Yeah, most of the derailments is because of Swampert now.
Yeah,
listen, I'm going to be Bulbasaur Switzerland here and say I'm fine with this Pokemon being either above or below Bulbasaur. And I'm going to leave it to Ryan.
Oh, God. You know what? This can go above Bulbasaur because I'm going to fix Bulbasaur at a later date.
Ooh, a threat. I love it.
All right, Toadschool, a new 491. God, really, you should have been a regional variant. You would have gotten like 50 more spots easy in my mind. All right, any guesses where Toadschool gets its name from?
Same school as Toad from.
Either a frog thing or a mushroom thing.
Yes. Okay. So maybe a combination of toadstool for the mushroom thing. Toad, as in having toes.
And this isn't a variant of Tentacool.
And Tentacool. It uses Tentacool in the name origin, but not a variant of Tentacool.
I'm gonna write a letter. I'm gonna be a Tinkatink here and write a letter.
All right, that's it. Gamers can no longer call Karens Karens. We have to call them Tinks or Tinkatinks. Going
Careful with that first one.
Yeah, you know, just got to enunciate very clearly. All right, but next up we've got Smoliv.
Smoliv's cool.
Yep.
Smoliv reminds me of Badoo a little bit.
Yep, I see it. Yeah, absolutely. So I used one of these in my run of Gen 9. more near the end of the game, so I don't have a lot of connection to Smoliv. I have a connection to their evolution. Solid tanky Pokemon, not super fast, not like the highest attack, but will be able to eat some attacks for you while you're healing up. The real downside to this grass type is that they added normal. Anytime you add normal, it's almost always just a bad idea in Pokemon. It just adds fighting as a weakness and doesn't really add much benefit.
Yeah. Ghost normal, I think, is the only exception. The only one ghost normal type.
So Arboliva is like a bird tree, like a bird olive tree. That's a cool looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys take evolutionary forms into account when you list them, or are you like, you must take the Pokemon like on its own?
Yeah, we try not to, because they're all being ranked individually. Arboliva already has its credit. 704.
Small's pretty cute.
Smoliv does have the cute factor. Where do we have Badoo?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Badoo's 1016.
Really? But Badoo's got that weird like vine thing that like is essentially hugging its head. It's like, what if Tangela like hugged its own head?
Yeah,
I like Smoliv.
I like Smoliv. I think it's in a similar camp to a Badoo, Oddish, or Hoppip. All of those kind of things.
Yeah. I hope Oddish is like the highest of the three you just named.
Probably is.
Oddish is 634.
Definitely is. Hoppip's like 900.
Okay.
Yeah.
This Pokemon looks delicious. Unlike the last Pokemon that dropped pickles, I could eat a Smoliv.
Get some Smoliv extra virgin olive oil.
Good. Would they have to squeeze them to make it happen?
Oh, definitely.
Imagine squeezing that face. You know those little toys where like something would pop out of the top of them if you squeeze them enough? That's what this reminds me of.
That image made me think of this Pokemon in Bug Snacks, and now I can't get that thought out of my mind.
Goodness, yeah.
Man, I need to play Bug Snacks.
It's a fun time. Solid playthrough.
So do you guys think this is less than Oddish? I'm not a big Oddish fan, so go either way.
I mean, it's got the same size as Natu as well. So where's Natu on the list?
It is like a
505.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know. I think I like Oddish more. They're very similar, like shapes. Like if just the silhouette of them, very similar. But Oddish at least has a little bit more to the color palette because it's blue and green, where this is just varying shades of green, really. But I don't think it has to go down super far. I think it can be close to Oddish.
I mean, C-Dot is basically like this, but an acorn. So what if it was like just below or right above C-Dot, actually? C-Dot 641.
I could put this above a C-Dot.
Yeah, I like that.
Perfect. Jacob's in our minds, and it's his first episode. He's already just like reading our vibes.
Well, I'm like Bellsprout, but okay. Interesting question. Is it cooler than Bellsprout? Bellsprout's pretty cool with that big old mouth. That mouth can do some things, you know?
But what is that mouth?
Yeah, how'd that mouth be?
I think I like and please internet, feel free to take this out of context. I think I like Smoliv's mouth more than Bellsprout's mouth.
Oh god.
What's that?
Yeah. That's your clip for the podcast.
There's the YouTube short right there. All right, Smoliv 641. This may be the most straightforward name origins this episode so far.
Do we need to guess, or is it that easy?
I think if you guess, you've got it, basically.
Chris, do you want to guess, or do you want for me to say the words?
Take the honor.
Small olive.
I
did it.
That's right. But just to throw you in, just like as a quick curveball you didn't see coming, they've got small or small, SMOL, the internet slang for small.
Good.
Very proud of them. All right. Next up, we've got Chi-Yu.
Ew. Gross.
Firefish.
I hate this.
But it's not actually a firefish. I assume. I haven't read the lore, but I assume it is just those weird circle things.
Yeah. So this is one of 4 Pokemon that are the equivalent, I guess, kind of the equivalent to like the roaming legendaries from gens past. Like you had to collect a bunch of things hidden around the map and go to different areas to open special doors to fight 4 of these things. They're known as the ruinous Pokemon. Because like the first one we saw was just a bowl on like a giant elk's head, but the bowl was filled with human hatred.
That's a lot.
Let's see here. Like the other treasures of ruin, Chi-Yu's true form is the beads forming its eyes, having been given life by the envy of those who desired enough to start wars over them, while its body is a form it has constructed using its control over fire.
I'm really conflicted because I hate this, but I hate it less than Karen. I mean, Tinkatink.
Would it? I don't know if this is a pro or a con. It's known as the Beads of Ruin.
I mean, without the weird beads on its head, which I guess is the part that is actually the Pokemon, so you can't just eliminate those. But I like it as just like a firefish. But yeah, I don't know, the metal on its face is. I do like the lore of all the Pokemon. The fact that they're just like bad emotions from humans made into legendary Pokemon.
How do y'all feel about like naming conventions for Pokemon that kind of just like break the typical, like they have a 1-word name that's usually a pun on what they are?
It can go fine or it can be so bad. I think this is in the fine territory. I think there's something about naming your legendaries, something that could be a little more mystical and a little less comedic is fine. But and we'll see this with the next Pokemon. Boy, Game Freak can just really miss the mark naming Pokemon.
Yeah. Chi-Yu Japanese, does it mean knowledge, understanding, awareness? That's what the word Chi-Yu might mean.
So we'll do the name origin early because I think it will be helpful here. So Chi-Yu, maybe Chi-Yu and its other name in a few other countries, Yi-Yui, which I probably am terribly mispronouncing, maybe a combination of Ji-Yu, Chinese for Crucian carp, and Yu, Chinese for jade. The English name is formatted in Wade Gill's a romanization system. Why does that matter at all? So like jade carp, which I guess the jade is like kind of the beads around the eyes, and it's not bad.
Do y'all like Quillfish?
No.
How do you compare this to Quillfish?
I like this one.
I like this more than Quillfish. I think I used to think Quillfish was all right, and then when we started doing this podcast, we found out Quillfish is a fish that can't really swim, and you're a fish. Like it's it's like the one thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but also this one's a firefish. Like Chi-Yu shouldn't work.
So in the biology, it says the flames burn at over 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit, 3,000 Celsius, allowing it to melt rock and sand into lava as it swims through the earth, which is pretty metal. Yeah.
In the famous words of Paris Hilton, that's hot. Rattata is at 897. I like Rattata more than I like this. I like Seal more than I like this at 907.
Oh.
In my mind, it's somewhere between Seal and Quillfish.
Okay. I think this is a much more interesting Seal or Rattata. personally. I don't know. Just I mean, Seal is literally like, hey, we drew a seal, guys, and then we named it Seal. So
Fair.
I don't know. To me,
Because
this
it's
is at
better
least
than
interesting.
Goldeen too. Man. I'm going against myself now, Chris. I'm sorry. How high does it go in your mind?
I mean, it's not super high. It's like, where are the other ones that we've ranked? Bowl and stuff.
Oh man. Let's see. Their
Wo
names
Chien.
are
Wo
Wo
Chien's
Chen.
the snail, right? 618.
Yeah, Wo Chen's the snail. And
Bowl.
Ting Lu is the bowl.
750. Yeah, I think this is about similar to both of those. Even they're 100 apart, so I don't know. Probably in the 700.
Cooler than Wingull. I'm just like, what Pokemon do I know? Cooler than Finian.
As far as fish, I'm thinking of the right Pokemon, right? Luminion.
Yep.
Yeah. Cooler than Limini.
Cooler than Shellos. I also say yes. You guys are bringing me to your side.
Yeah, I'm down for over Shellos.
Cooler than Overquill. Okay, you know how you were bouncing like Cubone is your 100 bouncer? Marowak is 703. Is this Pokemon cooler than Marowak?
No, it's not cooler than Ursa. Arboliva either. Talked about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this better? And please feel free to look this one up. Iron Bundle.
Iron Bundle is like, that's the weird one that's Delibird, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think it's cooler than Robot Delibird.
Okay.
All right.
But it's cooler than Overquill.
All right. So we found it. A new 707 for Chi-Yu, the little jade. I really like the contrasting art styles as I stare at this more. Because like the fish body is much more like kind of anime art style, almost like they pulled it out of Okami.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, Okami.
Yeah. Super cool.
I'm like, what is that Amaterasu game? Okami.
We got there. But all right, now we can really complain about some Pokemon names while we rank Iron Valiant.
Okay, the names for all these are terrible. This might be like the best of the Iron.
It's solid.
Basically got a dual lightsaber.
So what's the story on these Iron Mons?
They're from the future.
They're just robots of other Pokemon.
Right. Yeah, they're the paradox Pokemon. So, well, okay. If you're gonna, I don't want to spoil anything, Jacob, but we can delve into this a little bit more. But basically, there is a way to get Pokemon that are not from the timeline you exist in Scarlet.
Enough said. You don't have to. That got it. Okay. Interesting.
I think it's kind of funny how incredibly tiny his hands are. I like it.
I have to enhance this picture just to see these hands.
Enhance.
Oh my god. So tiny.
How do you hold the lightsaber?
Barely. Also, hang on. They're holding the lightsaber by the laser part in this other picture. Like,
damn.
Different picture.
Hang on. I will pop it into Gotta Rank Them All. It is in the middle, but the middle is not a handle. It is still part of the laser. Like, it's entirely pink. It's not like he's holding on to a white piece.
Colored it the same.
Liz, I don't know. It looks like the laser to me.
This Pokemon's cool. Holy moly.
Aesthetically super cool. And I mean, who doesn't want like an even more awesome futuristic Gardevoir? Like,
yeah.
But man,
it has like the coolness of Alolan Marowak. Also, the coolness of like Gardevoir and Galad, Galad.
Galade. Yeah.
Galade. I don't know.
Thank you. Pronunciation. Thank you. This is a top 200 Pokemon.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think its design will carry it that far, but I will complain about the name Iron Valiant the whole way.
The highest iron we have ranked right now actually is 16.
Oh, man, that is tough.
Tyranitar.
Yeah, that's future Tyranitar.
Yo, this is a cool looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yo, I need to play Pokemon Scarlet.
Violet, right? Or yeah, Iron would be.
Yeah, Violet is the one with
Violet. The Iron.
Got it. Oh, it's split that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. I think I need to return and get Violet.
Generally, I do think the ones from Scarlet are generally better, but there are some like high highs in Irons. Is this better than Iron Thorns? I think so, but I know, Ryan, you're a big Tyranitar fan.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. So this is going to be up to Jacob to decide if this is better or worse than Iron Thorns, the weight we're throwing on you.
Oh my god. Man. A little bit less cool. Just a little bit.
Just a hair.
Iron Thorns is cool. Holy moly. I want a toy of that. And it's electric too? Like, come on now.
The Squirtle behind your monitor is crying right now, Jacob.
Yeah, totally. And if you go in the Discord, you'll be able to see the picture of my monitor and that creepy Squirtle.
Okay, I'm happy to put it right below Iron Thorn.
Yeah, I could put it above literally everything else. I could put it right there. Right below Iron Thorns. I could put this above Flygon, Superior, Pawmot, Necrozma.
Yeah. Yep, I'm good with that. It is cooler than Flygon.
Yep. And unfortunately, there's no name origin because Iron Valiant is literally Iron Valiant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another big problem with these mods is they don't really have name origins or Pokedex entries.
Yeah, I'm going to read you the Pokedex entries, and all of the Paradox Pokemon, which are the time travel-y ones, all of them have basically the same Pokedex entry for Scarlet and Violet. It's just one. The ones from Scarlet have the ones that lean towards Scarlet. The ones from Violet have the one lean towards Scarlet or Violet. But it has some similarities to a mad scientist's invention covered in a paranormal magazine. That's Scarlet. Violet. It's possible that this is the object listed as Iron Valiant in a certain expedition journal.
Helpful.
So informative.
So informative.
All right, well, that's the future version. Let's see a past version with Sandy Shocks.
Cool. Okay. This is Magneton.
Mm-hmm.
But prehistoric?
Yeah, which is really weird because he's like magnets.
Yeah, those magnets are big. Are some of them big?
Yeah, let me find another picture. Actually,
I'm getting another picture that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting another picture in Gotta Rank 'Em All that's a little more. I think it shows the scale of some of these things a little bit better.
Sandy Shocks.
Which sounds like a SpongeBob SquarePants character, to be fair.
Yep. Yep. Oh, interesting. Okay. Do they walk on these like bottom magnets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They do. Oh,
yeah, totally.
Cool.
It's a fun design. I think it's dumb, but it's fun.
This is we ran out of ideas. and I'm down with it. Because I don't like Magnezone. I don't know if y'all are team Magnezone or not. Yeah, me neither. That evolution stops at Magneton. Is it cooler than Magneton? I think so.
I think so. I think this is a cooler Magneton.
Yo, on your list, Magneton is below Magnezone.
I probably did that.
Yeah, he probably. Then the guest and whatever guest was on that week. I was probably kicking and screaming the whole way.
Yeah, you've got the whole family like in below the 700s.
Yeah, there's Magnemite. I think this guy can go above 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this guy gets above half, honestly.
Yeah, I think he's better than Quill.
Agree. I just like saying Guzzlord. Because I know Guzzlord was part of your halfway point. I just love saying it.
It's a good name.
Guzzlord.
Do you know a Guzzlord, Jacob?
In my life? I'd rather not say.
In the Pokedex.
It's an Ultra Beast. That's all I really
it is.
Know.
Very good. That's all that matters. Yeah.
I think it's cooler than Guzzlord.
Yeah.
I think it's cooler than Tinkatuff that we talked about a little earlier.
Yes. I think it's cooler than Pawniard at 533.
Okay.
What about the Bulbasaur test? Is it cooler than Bulbasaur?
What type is this?
This is Electric Ground.
Ooh. Good typing.
That is fun typing. Yeah.
I like it more than Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I could put this above Bulbasaur. You know who I can't put it above, though? Swampert. 428. That's the ceiling. I'm not going above
Swampert. Let's go.
Swampert's got the biggest hands.
He is so derpy looking. He gets way bigger hands when he turns into Mega Swampert. And he actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah. The Iron
Also,
Valiant
if you touch him with a
hand
leaf,
ratio.
he dies.
Really? Oh yeah, because water ground.
There's so many Pokemon that happens to, though. I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, 2 spots with a Swampert, Quagsire, because you touch him with a leaf and he dies.
Is there really a Pokemon called Bombardier?
Yes.
Like the Canadian Aeronautics Company?
It's a Gen 9 Pokemon. I don't know about the Aeronautics Company.
Bombardier is like makes jets and like subway equipment in Canada. They're like one of the biggest employers in Quebec, and also a Pokemon.
Oh wow! Googling Bombardier, like you don't even get the Pokemon anywhere on the first page.
I'll tell you what I do, because Google knows that I do nothing but Google for Pokemon. I had to put in Bombardier Canada to get the company.
Cooler than Bombardier, this Pokemon is. So is it less cool than Quagsire and more cool than Bombardier?
Hold on.
Oh no, you were saying Swampert. It has to be like no higher than Swampert.
It can fit in there, though. It can be cooler than Bombardier and lower than Swampert.
It's true.
It's a possibility.
Real quick, I'm glad you brought up Bombardier, because I actually spelled that one about Bombardier.
Oh.
Well, now we know.
It explains why there was no legal action taken.
There's one person who works in aerospace that listens to this podcast that's like, it's not Bombardier. That's where I work.
I'm okay, like right above Bombardier. I could go above Quagsire and Starmie too, and I could go above Swampert.
I know you could.
I'm cool with it being the new 429.
That's fine by me. All right, Sandy Shocks, a new 429, equally terrible Pokedex entries. And hey, oh my god, this one actually has more to the name origin than just Sandy Shocks is literally Sandy Shocks. It also says the word shock may refer both to a burst of electrical energy and a tuft of hair or fur.
Wait, is that rocks or is that fur where the magnet should be?
What it actually is small, like dust-sized bits of iron that have collected around the magnet. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So it works like fur, but it's still metal.
Like when you're a kid and you're at the science museum and they're like, look, you can pick up the dust.
Make a beard on this guy.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, they nailed it.
You sure it can't go higher than 429?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm there. Next up, we've got Crocolore. Oh man, I loved this starter, but what a goofy middle stage.
He's a real derpy guy, huh?
What a goober.
Truly a goofy goober. That's what this is.
Yep.
He is hatching an egg on his head, though. That's pretty impressive.
A fire
egg? Yes.
Good.
For a fire bird.
Good. What is Crocolore's first form?
Foy Coco.
I love that little guy.
Yeah. Easy pick for starter for me when I got to see the first forms. It was like, oh, Fire Croc, please give it to me.
Yeah, Foy Coco's high.
Yeah. I think Sprigatito got higher. Because somebody brought him on their pick.
Maybe. I think it sounds like a Brian move. Brian of the Draft Punks.
Yeah. Sprigatito is 138. Wow.
Foy Coco is actually better to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he derpy in a cute way?
Derpy in a way, like most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd have derpy. Acne if he could.
His voice is constantly cracking. You know.
Mom, don't touch my fire egg.
Just because this Pokemon grows up to be a singer, so it's like
bottom half?
Yeah, I'm down to go bottom half.
Yeah, this is not a great middle form.
So better than Quilladin. Very similar fire egg.
Yeah, let me look at a Quilladin. It's been a minute since I've looked at our average boy.
They're very similar. They give me the same vibe.
Yeah,
like awkward teenager voice cracker. Yeah, they're buddies.
Voice cracker.
They totally hang out. Absolutely. Quilladin is like Crocolore's bodyguard. Crocolore gets set up to go do karaoke on the weekends, and Quilladin's there to make sure no one fucks with him after the show.
They're buds.
They're hanging out right next to each other. I'd go right above.
Ooh, okay,
right
Chris.
Above or right below?
I'd go right above.
I think I agree with you that this actually is above, but putting this above Quilladin hurts getting Quilladin right at the middle, I think. I saw the look in your face.
I think I think we still have some that are going to go below and push Quilladin back up.
Oh, y'all put logic into this, huh? So are you trying to put Quilladin right at the middle? Is that your goal?
That is the end of the show. We would like that to be the case. It's mid.
Yeah. I'm good with either above or below. This is the right place. Right, I will leave it to y'all.
We'll go with above, Chris. I think you're right. I mean, I do like this more than Quilladin, so like putting it above is the right call. Putting it below is like where my professor mind wants to. All right, we can finally have a more fun name origin guess now. Where do we get Crocolore?
Telling campfire stories. He's a crocodile that tells lore around a campfire.
Is Croc versus the Gabos or whatever that's called? Valor. Plays Valorant, actually.
Oh, you should get him for the squad. Okay, so Crocolore may be a combination of crocodile and calor, Spanish and Portuguese for heat. It may also involve vocal or coloratura, an ornamentation of vocal melody. In Japan, this is known as the Akigator, which may be
Acne-gator? We called it.
Yeah, Acne-gator. Yep. Put it on a t-shirt. It's done.
Okay, I'm buying that t-shirt. Which may be Aki, hot, mariachi, and alligator. Oh, boy.
Is he wearing a little tuxedo, too? like on his chest?
I don't think it's tux. You know what I think they're going for? You know that like that puff, that cloth puff that conductors have?
Oh yeah.
I think that's what they're going for, because that's what it kind of looks more like by the final evolution.
Yeah, it looks like kind of a racetrack design or like a road design.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it.
Or almost like a volleyball line. Like if it's an AVP volleyball. He's got that on his chest.
Yes, yeah, the 3. Yep. Yeah. All right. Next up is a Pokemon I wish didn't exist. Mousehold.
Oh.
I hate
What
this
a
thing.
weird. Ryan, I have to explain this one.
Okay. So, Jacob, this is the second form of this Pokemon. The first form is known as Tandemouse, and it is the 2 parent mice. Just 2 regular white mice are a Pokemon now. Mousehold can be either a family of 3 or a family of 4, like we see here on the stream in the picture. These things are so ridiculously small that's not funny, right? Like, we're in overworld Pokemon, so as we're running around, we're seeing Pokemon kind of to scale a lot of the time. You can barely see these things. There's a lot of clips you can find of people shiny hunting in the game and not being able to tell if the Mousehold they can see on the grass is a shiny or not, because also the only difference in shiny, if you look very closely, you can see on the mother and father mouse, one of them's kind of wearing a shirt and one of them's kind of wearing a pant by like the tiniest degree of color change. Those colors get flipped for the shiny. The pants and shirt get flipped, basically. It's like...
So, also, if there's 3 versus 4, is the 4 more powerful than the 3? Like, would that affect their stats?
Same base stats.
This Pokemon is banned because it like completely broke competitive as well. I don't remember how though.
They're the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Population Bomb, which hits the targets up to 10 times per use. So if you use an if you're holding loaded die, which only performs 1 accuracy check for those moves instead of a separate accuracy check for each time it would have to hit, you're going to hit between 4 and 10 times guaranteed. It's like, it's a ridiculous. If you get 10 hits on any one move, it's wild, because it's going to break any of the 1-hit KO stopping held items or abilities. It's just nuts. They also know Tidy Up, which raises attack and speed stat and will clear substitutes, spikes, toxic spikes, stealth rock, and sticky web.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, this Pokemon's so broken.
It's exceptionally broken. There are separate Pokedex entries for Family of 3 and Family of 4. They're not significantly different though.
But they're different. Their Pokedex entries are different.
Yeah, but not significantly. It talks about how like in the Family of 4, the kids fight as a pair and the parents fight as a pair, and in the Family of 3, it's more just like kind of one group fighting, and it's not like the Pokedex entries are significantly different from each other.
Family 3, the parents fight as a pair and the child can go.
But also, like, the Family of 3 is much rarer. Like 1 out of 100 chance. I'm looking at the Bulbapedia page. 1 in 100 chance to evolve to a Family of 3.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Interesting. This is like something drawn for Bendy and the Ink Machine, if you played that game, but not scary.
Yeah.
This is Mickey Mouse for Bendy and the Ink Machine, but not scary. There's like 4 people that play that game. So it's bad, right?
I hate it. I hate this thing.
I think it's interesting, but I don't think it's.
I would agree that like what it did to competitive with those things is interesting, but like from a design perspective, from a player perspective, especially with the world they put it. If this was in previous Pokemon games where it's random battles as you're walking through grass, I almost feel like I'd have less of a problem. I can't tell you the number of these I walked on because I never fucking saw them. The number of battles that I got into that I didn't want to get into because I never saw the Mousehold in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, I walked on freaking pommies and stuff too. That's a little mouse, electric mouse is
Yeah, but
I
by
walked
the
on those
time
all.
they evolved, they got a little bit bigger at
That's
least.
true. Never got big. But
No.
I don't know. I mean, also just thinking about this Pokemon logistically, if like let's say the Pokemon world was real, it's like these aren't attached to each other, so one of them could just wander off, and is it no longer a mousehold? It's now
Good question.
not even a tandem mouse anymore. What is it when it's by itself? We don't even know.
It's a family of 3, but the dad left to go get cigarettes. It's a family of 3 mousehold.
That's called mouse divorce.
Yeah, and what is the dad though that went off by himself?
That's just a Rattata
scumbag.
now. Albino Rattata.
Good. Man. Why is Jinx the worst Pokemon?
Racist
blatantly
undertone.
Racist.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Duh. Tandem Mouse is pretty low.
Yeah, because I don't like that one.
But I like the weird like family of 3, family of 4 thing.
That does give it a few points. Because that is interesting. Even if like logistically it's weird for Pokemon.
What if we just put them right above Panda Mouse? Keep all these guys together so none of them are ever get separated, and we don't have to figure out.
Yeah, I don't like the Reggie Steel, Reggie Rock, Reggie Ice. So I almost want this above that.
Okay, we sandwich the Reggies between a bunch of little mice to torture them.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. I like it. All right. Mousehold, a new 1044. You may be loved in competitive until you were banned, but you will not be loved here if I have anything to say about it. I think this is also a pretty straightforward name origin. It's mouse, but the German version, and household.
Oh. Was Tandem Mouse a tandem of mouses? Mice?
Yeah.
There's the word. English. Sorry, sometimes English, man.
You speak Canadian. It's all right, Jake.
Fair. We put U's in things. I don't get it.
You call cigarettes darts. I don't.
We do. That's the thing.
Wow.
Are you watching Letterkenny? Is that your like exposure to Canada?
I have my first really strong group of gaming friends were all Canadian. So I have a deep connection to Canadians who grew up on reservations.
They had to go hack a dart. I get it.
A lot of darts. All right. Next up, we've got Wattrill.
Guys.
Oh, cute.
Mm-hmm. Really
it's
cute.
Like a penguin sparrow.
A penguin sparrow. I love it.
Do we like Sparrow here? Are we team Sparrow?
I think he's in the like.
I'm pretty sure it's Spearow over Pidgey, but Pidgeot over Fearow.
Yes, Fearow 764. He's fine. He's better than Pidgey. I like Wattrill better than either of those.
I do as well. This is electric flying for the starting bird.
Cool.
Which is
like
some
that
fun
a lot.
typing. Yeah.
That's a cool looking burb.
Yeah,
I like this burb.
What is the real bird that it's based on, Ryan? I think we looked it up for Kilowattrill.
A petrel.
Ah.
Yeah.
I want this bird in my party.
Yes, definitely get one.
Me and Ryan both used it in our party, and it was
solid bird.
I love Wattrill.
Number 1.
I would say
Let's do
apart
it.
from Iron Valiant, like this is the coolest Pokemon on this show we've done besides Iron Valiant. They're just so cute. Like I want these birds to like jump around in my yard. I have 2 cats and they love staring at the birds. And I just want to give them Waltrills to look at from afar because they're electric.
Right. Yeah. That's.
Yeah. They're dangerous.
Got to be careful. What other birds do we have in this
Delibird.
area?
Cooler than Delibird? Less cool than Delibird.
Cooler than Delibird.
Really? Delibird's
me.
pretty cool.
Delibird.
I'm a
is pretty
Delibird
cool.
hater.
Yeah. If Ryan can help with Delibird, would be out like.
Probably
I
about
like
right.
Delibird.
Delibird's
Ryan
cool.
got coal for Christmas. That's why he hates Delibird.
It's the truth.
They just wrap presents so good too. They look beautiful. I just imagine a Delibird if you've seen Love Actually, like Miss Rowan Atkinson's character in Love Actually, how he takes 1,000 years to wrap a present. I just think of Delibird wrapping gifts like that.
Mm-hmm.
A very specific poll for this non-Love Actually podcast.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Bird in the area, and I do think this goes lower, but I want to call it out as a starting point. Skarmory, 379.
Ooh, Skarmory.
Cool as Skarmory. Skarmory is pretty cool.
Skarmory is pretty cool. This is close. I think this has a little more cute. I think Skarmory has a little more cool. This has a little more cute.
I would say this is above Skarmory.
Wow.
Wow.
I say below, Ryan.
We're in the right ballpark.
Yeah, it was a good call out. Oh man, this is have we ranked Kilowattrel yet?
I thought we had, but I searched for it and no.
No, okay, that's still to come. Okay, I think Kilowattrel, I think the evolved form of this is going to get above Skarmory.
Yeah.
But I think Wattrel's going to stay just a little bit below Skarmory. Not too far though.
Like,
maybe right below Charjabug.
I like it more than Charjabug.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Jacob, then you have to be.
It's cooler than Charjabug.
All right. But Charjabug is a little battery bug. It looks like a green school bus with a vertical mouth.
But I hate its face.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
For some reason, I just thought of Arnold from Magic School Bus. Look at this stupid face.
All right. Wattrel, 386. Any guesses where Wattrel comes from?
Watts and
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Watt and petrol. Yeah. In Japan, this is known as Kaiden, which may be a combination of Kai, Sea, Kane, Northern Storm Petrol, and Raiden, Thunder and Lightning, which is objectively cooler, but I'll also stick with Wattrel. It's a pretty good name. Next up, we've got another ruinous Pokemon, Chen Pao. I think this is the coolest one.
Best by a lot.
Although
wow.
Jacob's
Jacob
face
is
tells
horrified.
me he does not agree.
What are those pets that look like this?
Ferrets? I think it's going for a ferret.
Is it going for ferret?
Maybe?
Saber-tooth ferret.
But also gray. Yeah, this is a ferret. And I just have feelings about ferrets.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good feelings.
That's easy to have happen. Ferrets are not the most domesticated animal.
but here's the thing. I have a cat, and she is colored like the Pokemon Ferret. And she's very long, and she does this where she stands on her back legs, and she looks like Ferret, and we call her like a ferret when she does that. I love Ferret, but I don't like this.
Okay,
as
well,
much.
Will this be helpful if I go down to the name origin and it looks like they're going more for some kind of snow leopard based off the name origins?
Okay. What's going on with his face, though? Does he have swords in his face?
Yeah,
so
the swords are what he is.
Yes, yeah. So, like the other treasures of ruin, Chen Pao's true form is that of the broken swords forming its fangs, having been given life by the hatred of people slain by those who wielded it long ago, while its body is a form it has constructed using control over ice and snow.
Cool lore. It is definitely far and away the coolest looking. I'm pretty sure it's good and competitive. I like it. I think it definitely belongs above the other ruinous Pokemon, which it puts it in the 600s, but I also like it for it we brought up earlier, wearing ferrets.
Whoa, this thing reduces all other Pokemon's defense stat on the field by 25% with its ability, which is substantial.
That seems broken. So is Gen 9 competitive just broken?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, cool.
People seem to be enjoying it.
How many Pokemon are banned?
Quite a few.
A good few, yeah.
Okay. This guy banned?
I feel like I've seen him in stream. Up.
So you're saying cooler than Furret?
I think so.
So basically above half.
Yeah, cooler than Quillen.
Yeah.
Crocodile.
I feel like maybe my judgment is off here. So like, where in the list do you think we should start?
Hmm.
Compare it to.
Yeah, I guess we could go to like cat-like Pokemons, right? If they're going for feline-esque vibes as well. If you see something that's kind of feline,
Zangoose. It's like fat Zangoose, or Zangoose is fat Chen Pao.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good call out, Jacob.
That's
why I wanted you on the show.
I like this more.
Yeah, I could put this above Zangoose. But that, I feel like we're closing in. That feels better. Ooh. All right. I don't know that I can put this above Mabostiff because of the connection. That I can't explain more because we have someone who hasn't played Gen 9 yet.
Do you want to explain it and I'll take my headphones off for 20 seconds?
Well, we've explained it in previous episodes. So. We've done spoiler casts on Gen 9 and and whatnot. Yeah, I think the connection that you get with Mabostiff leaves it a stronger feeling for me emotionally than Chen Pao here.
Sure. I agree with that.
Is it cooler than Latios and Latias?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somewhere between 270 and 290.
Yeah, it's a good range.
Slowpoke and lit.
But you can eat the Slowpoke. It's like pickles, but you cut off its tail.
Tail tastes like.
That's a new one.
I can go right below Mabostiff.
Yeah, I could put this above Wigglytuff.
Yeah, I think it's cooler than Hitmonlee and Slitherwing and Torterra. I think 271's good.
Yeah.
Togekiss is cooler. Mabostiff is cooler from the look of them.
Yeah.
Flareon's cooler. Nidoking's cooler. Yep.
Yeah. It's a good spot. 271. Chen Pao. Great work.
Ryan, before we go.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're going to do name orders. Which mon is the one that you were saying at the beginning? So we have one cool one.
This one, I think aesthetically, this is the coolest one we had tonight. Yeah.
Even though we ranked Iron Valley and higher.
Yeah. Because my mind kind of blanked on which iron. So the worst thing about the future Paradox Pokemon is that they're all iron something. The past ones have a little more variation to their name, but like all the future ones are Iron Hands and Iron Bundle and Iron Fist. So it's like, which iron is this bullshit again? As I'm looking at Iron Valley. Okay. Iron Valiant also very good. But yeah, this was the one I had in mind when I was thinking cool design was Chen Pao, because I picked it up last, so it was stuck in my mind too. So I was like writing it in. Well, I guess just before our guest pick, which we'll get to in a second. We're nearly there. But yes, name origins. Any guesses where Chen Pao comes from?
Dog. Chen is dog in French.
Okay. Yes,
but it's
right.
also Furret.
Pao Kisser. Got him.
Pao, right in the kisser. Chen Pao, maybe a combination of Jian, Chinese for sword, Bao Jian, Chinese for treasure sword, and Bao, Chinese for leopard.
Good name.
Treasure sword leopard.
Yeah, pretty
Why
good.
didn't they just call it treasure sword leopard?
Because then it would have been a Paradox Pokemon.
Yeah, it would have been.
It would have just been, they would have named it what it is. You know what, Jacob, I'm glad you kind of called out Chen. I know we're not ranking this Pokemon right now because we already have, but Fido, who I think you probably saw the pre-release pictures of that Pokemon, right?
Maybe.
Fred.
Maybe?
Fred
Fidough.
Oh, Fido.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. That's a good Pokemon.
I want to
That's a
say
top 300 Pokemon.
it's solid. Yeah. In France, that's known as like Brochien, I think is what it is, or something. It's like some bread and chien for it's like the French name was, I think, better even than as good as the English names were for that.
I'm gonna have to look that up and then pronounce it for you in French.
Yes, please. And so you know how to speak it.
Yeah. Oh, patachio. Oh,
That's
no,
it.
patachio. So it means like dough, like dog dough or dough dog. Dough dog. Very good.
That's solid.
That's great.
Yeah. They know what they're doing over there at Game Freak sometimes. They really
Fido's excellent. And so is the revolutionary form too, but we're not doing that today, I don't think.
Also good evolution. Yeah, but yeah, that's right. Well, that's it. Chen Pao is our last of the random Pokemon. Jacob, of course, I know you didn't get to come in until this list was almost like closing in, final hours here. But of course, you get to leave your own mark, get to bring a Pokemon with you to rank. Who's your pick?
So, I went through your list and I went to my favorites and I'm like, okay, like where's Jolteon in this list? Do I agree with the ranking? Like 165 is pretty low, but it's cool. And then I was like, where's Growlithe in the list? And I'm like, okay, Growlithe is like, Hyusin Growlithe is in the top 100. So I'm like, okay. But then I eventually started thinking back to the anime and I'm like, which characters from the anime in the first 40 episodes, which like I've committed them all to memory, are too low on this list? And what I've come up with is I think Butterfree is far too low. Far too low. It's a travesty, mostly because you have another version of Butterfree in the Gigantamax Butterfree in the top 250. And Butterfree, as it stands today, is in the top like 600. It's 596. Do we need to talk about the episode where Ash lets his Butterfree go? Do we need to go through that again?
Do we need to talk about?
Cry right here.
Do we need to talk about also when they announced that Ash was leaving, there was like a special episode where he saw his Butterfree again.
Oh my god!
With the Butterfree wife, with the like blue and the pink Butterfree.
I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, there you go. You right
my
there.
god!
Look at that. How perfect is that? Look at that image. I want a print of that on my wall.
I can't think of many other images that would make the 90s child inside of me cry quite the same way.
Yeah.
As Ash getting Butterfree back.
He almost traded this Pokemon away on the SSN, did he not? For Raticate? And then almost drowned to save this Pokemon. He almost gave his life for this Butterfree.
He did.
Yeah. The anime carries Butterfree really hard. I mean, you're not gonna have to fight very hard here, I don't think. I'm okay going above Gigantamax Butterfree. I think Gigantamax Butterfree is just Butterfree, but cooler if you're looking specifically at the aesthetic of the Mon. But if we're taking the anime into account, which we have for several of our entries already, I do think it can go Gigantamax Butterfree.
Think about it this way in the anime. If you think about the Pokemon that have had the greatest impression on viewers beyond a starter, Butterfree would probably be top 5. I would even say top 3 beyond a starter. Like the most impact over the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there. Even if a lot of its impact is early, like Butterfree's been around so many times. It's constantly been in the generations. And I mean, even if this was a season 1 impact from the anime, like what an impact. Like the fact that they came back and had this moment for Ash all these years later as they're finally retiring the character, I think shows just how strong of an impact Butterfree, really left on the show.
Was Metapod not in the like intro to the anime for the first like seasons as well? I know it's not Butterfree and Metapod sucks. Metapod sucks.
I'm pretty sure before we actually had Metapod, Ash had the Metapod before Butterfree, right? Because
why
isn't
is
there
Metapod 193 on your list?
Do you remember the Harden fight? That was the most intense thing I've ever seen in my life. That was hilarious.
Harden.
But to me, this goes above Metapod.
That's fair.
All right, you know what? Just in our defense, We ranked Butterfree 40 episodes ago.
Okay,
We ranked
fair.
him a very long time ago.
Which is why, yeah, I don't think you're gonna. It's like I'm happy to move Butterfree up, because 600s or almost 600s does feel very low for Butterfree. And is one of those things where, like, as you get more and more episodes, just it slowly starts to kind of creep down on you. But that's why we have our guests come on and tell us just how wrong we are with our decisions that we've been making.
Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
151. I don't think it's cooler than Squirtle.
Ooh. I could probably put this over. Is that the final form? That is okay. Apparently, there's a band named Roselia.
Rosalia?
Probably that's how you pronounce that. Yeah.
I always said Rosalia as well.
Well, I think there's a Rosalia and it's spelt differently. They were like headlining Coachella, to my understanding.
Well,
because
this
I know
one's
things culture. What's that?
spelt the same. J-pop. They're a Japanese all-female alt rock band. Yeah, I could put this. I could put Butterfree at 151.
I'm okay with it.
I don't want to make a case for the top 100 because your top 100 is pretty solid. It's very solid.
Top 100s, it's tight territory these days.
Yeah. I'm even looking at like, because Iron Valiant's pretty cool. Because like Butterfree's kind of basic on its face, but I think it's like the emotion I'm tying to it is getting it a lot of points.
Yeah. I mean, I
think it's fair.
So much of like emotion is so much of Pokemon, which is why we want to have, such a broad spectrum of other people to come in and, remind us of the emotions of other people that we didn't have maybe the same. Everyone has, the great thing about Pokemon is that everyone has their own favorite, right? So like, let's talk about your favorite.
And I know it wasn't psychic. I don't think it was psychic, but you could teach a confusion, which is really helpful early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially in Gen 1. Like Psychic is such a OP type in Gen 1.
Yeah, I always got a Butterfree in Pokemon Yellow. Doesn't cut it, especially at the first gym. And Butterfree with... I think it's just...
And then does it not have a bunch of powders that you can get to for it pretty early?
Yeah.
It's like level 11, 12, 13, 14 different powders.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, early game is so great for catching Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Butterfree moving up 446 spots. I think that is the biggest.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah!
Taking home the biggest move trophy here, Jacob.
I know there's been 40 episodes. Has there ever been someone that picked something and then it actually went like way lower?
Oh, somebody that like brought something to drag it down the list?
Yeah.
People have brought mons they know are terrible to rank them low, but I don't think anybody's ever brought something to drag it.
Yeah, like moved it low. I mean, I think the classic they brought it on just to tank it was Girder. Was the first like
that was the first
this Pokemon is terrible and it cannot be high on the list. We have to make sure that we sink this Pokemon.
Is that the one that's carrying like a metal girder?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's just veiny. It's needlessly veiny.
I need to look at this Pokemon for girder. Ew!
It's so needlessly veiny.
Why is it veiny?
This is the episode to check out the video version, everybody. If normally you just listen in, you gotta see some of these faces.
Yeah, you know what? I have this thing where like I cannot tell a lie. My face just like tells exactly what I'm thinking. So like you'll always know where you're at with me because my face can't lie.
So play poker with Jacob. That's the moral of this episode, everybody.
Yeah, hate Girder with me and play Pokemon and you'll win some money. Gross.
Well, all right, that's all the Pokemon we've got to fit into the list tonight. Jacob, thanks so much for joining us.
No, thank you for every part except showing me Girder. It was great.
Do you have anything you want to plug? And we talked about everything, but why don't you give...
Yeah, if you've made it this far, do me a favor and review this podcast, because like that's how people hear about podcasts, because you review them and the algorithm gives the podcast a kiss. So give this podcast a review. But yeah, I do a bunch of stuff. The Left Behind Game Club is a video game book club podcast that we release now kind of whenever we feel like it. We just released an episode about Coffee Talk. In the future, we're probably going to cover Chrono Trigger. So if that's your thing, we've got like over 150 episodes. You can find that wherever podcasts are found. And then, I also do a show called Cutscenes. It's a video game TV and movie show where we, watch the movies and talk about them. We just finished The Last of Us. So if that's your thing, you haven't watched The Last of Us yet, watch the show, listen to the pod. It's a great companion. And then you can find me on everything at Jacob McCourt, JACOBMCCOURT. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming, Jacob. We'll have to have you on again with some more content in the future.
Capital C content, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Chris, do we have anything to plug?
Yeah, we do. Episode comes out. We'll be probably won't have recorded yet. First episode of the our game club podcast that we do. We're doing Jedi Survivor.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, so excited to really play that game in about 2 hours here as of recording.
Yeah,
staying up late for play a little bit of it. Very excited to be covering that. Looks like we're going to be doing 3 episodes, breaking down to 3 parts. Got to see exactly what those 3 parts are still as of recording. I haven't seen a chapter list or anything yet. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. So keep an eye on the Discord for that. And as always, Twitch on Saturdays for the Wasted streams. I've been streaming occasionally on YouTube when inspiration and the game strikes me. So keep your eyes over on Friendly Fire Pod on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you all for joining us while we continue finalizing the most important decisions of our lives. We hope you are well until we reconvene in 2 weeks. And remember... Gotta rank them all.
Gotta rank them all, Pokemon.